when you're 30-13 as a head coach in the NBA, I mean, winning 30 of your first 43 games.
That's insane.
And you kind of got to think you're safe in your job, right? 82-game season, just past the halfway point in terms of number of games played. And you're 17 up. You know, 500, not as good as Brockman's Celtics, though, in terms of a record. But you got Giannis and Damian Lillard, and it's all working. And, hey, Adrian Griffin, you're fired. What? That's the look, actually, right there on his face. I think that's the look. What?
Say what?
Say what?
Excuse me?
Play it, please.
I'm now dismissed.
I mean, I'm not laughing.
And that Woj bomb happened, I think, in the very last segment of our show yesterday. We were just in the middle of talking to Andrew Whitworth.
Yep.
Who I don't believe is an expert on Milwaukee Bucks basketball, so we just let that ride and decided let's talk about it today because maybe they'll have named a new coach by then, and it appears it's going to be Doc Rivers. Doc having a Belichick Jets head coach tenure as the broadcaster of the moment, sitting between Doris Burke and Mike Breen. So Doc is finalizing a deal to become the Bucks head coach. And somewhat of a homecoming for the kid from Chicago, just up the toll road. He played his college ball at Marquette, and now he is the guy to potentially crack a code in Milwaukee that he was not able to do with Embiid and Harden and Maxey last year, and obviously with Ben Simmons before that in Philadelphia, and then as TJ, on the other side of your rooting coin with the Clippers. Mm-hmm. Where he did a remarkable job leading that team through the Donald Sterling disaster.
Yeah, that is true.
And then having all sorts of issues trying to win that fourth game in a playoff series when they were up 3-1.
Every year, some type of weird injury.
So we'll see how Doc does with this gig. And, it's kind of interesting. I'm searching. This is what I want to know from Brian Windhorst is why.
Yep.
Because, watching last night's Lakers-Clippers game on Turner, Chris Haynes was all over the story from Turner, didn't really give a specific reason other than just a new voice, that the organization needed a new voice. Mm-hmm. And as you know, they don't kind of care about paying somebody for not coaching them, because this is going to be, when they hire Doc officially, third current coach on their payroll, because they bounced Coach Bud with years left on his contract in June and then hired Griffin and they let him coach for 43 games, and now here comes Doc. That's 3 coaches on a payroll. I guess is Aaron Rodgers saying, coming out of his darkness therapy, saying, wait, how much of that is on my tab?
1%.
Is the minority owner?
1%.
Yeah, so honestly, and then, you read it, well, their defensive prowess is less than, or they had a fall off on defense. Well, when you trade away Jrue Holiday, don't you think that's going to have an effect? Right? I mean, and then you hear what Giannis and Lillard kind of weren't into this guy anymore. And if Giannis isn't into him anymore, then guess what's going to happen? That's going to probably filter up to governorship, and that's going to lead to Doc Rivers.
Rotation, some late game stuff. I don't know. People said you could see it on the court.
You're hearing that here,
They're having trouble beating Indiana.
You hear it.
But
Indiana when? In
the play-in and recently.
So wait a minute. So the play-in tournament had an issue with the basketball.
I think so.
Right? With Giannis wanting the basketball.
Yeah.
And now the play-in tournament is the ripple effect of actually costing the coach a job.
It's possible. In season. Not playing. In season.
The in-season. Right. The in-season tournament. Pardon me. So, yes, I'm searching for an answer. I'm sure Adrian Griffin is as well. And, you don't really see that. 30-13.
Kind of unprecedented.
Well, I think Mo Cheeks got bounced in Philadelphia after 50 games one year.
Yeah, the name I saw yesterday was David Blatt, remember, in 2016 with the Cavs.
And then they get Tyronn Lue and then win it all.
Correct.
Okay. So now they figured, let's get Doc Rivers and try and win it all.
You can see it going poorly. Let's just cut bait now and try to regroup.
I mean, they're 3.5 behind the Celtics.
Second best record in the NBA.
I don't understand it. This is like an NHL move.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this is wild.
Yeah.
Well,
wild.
What's their winning? What's the actual? I don't know the math. What is the actual winning percentage? I'm trying to put it into like football terms.
Oh, for these guys?
Yeah. Like what it would be.
That's like probably
698, 70%.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so 70% of your games. So that's like taking a 7-3 coach
and just
firing him in the NFL. You've won 7 of your first 10 games. You're 4 up. 7-3 probably puts you right in the mix for your divisional race, unless you're dealing with an undefeated team at the top. I don't know. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.